Hi guys, I thought I'd take you on a walk with me today as I walk little Chrissy and talk to you guys about the 10 things I hate about LA. Before I get started, I just want to say this is no knock or disc to the locals of LA, people that are from here, the natives. I'm a firm believer that if you don't like a city or a place, get the hell out, because what are you knocking it for? If it's not your vibe, go find your own vibe. And like the saying goes, if you have nothing nice to say, saw a squirrel. Then don't say anything at all. But I think it's valuable to talk about the things that don't stick for a particular person in LA, because there may be some people who are moving there who are looking for certain things you were looking for, or who just want an unbiased opinion. You know, I'm not from here, and so looking outside in, I could see things that a local or a native wouldn't see. All right, so number one, aggressive. I left a really nice normal place like Atlanta in the South and moved to Los Angeles, where people are super competitive. They're in a high demand, hustle bustle, high tax area, and they have to make money. They have to make quick money. And rents due, everything's high, everything's expensive. It's like nobody really has time to be sweet and hospitable, because money is time and time is money. What you'll find as you get here into a big city, like any other city, New York, San Francisco, and it's almost like you're just shoved around, like boom, you're just walking down the street, or you're in the grocery store and someone will like literally ramsack you with a car. What used to be enjoyable for me was going to Costco. I loved going to Costco because I could figure out the days to go. Inflation rates skyrocketing between 4 and 6%. Everybody is shopping wholesale, and when I tell you, the Costco has like over 1,000 people in there. Every time I go in there, it's like, maybe I'm exaggerating, but it looks like it, because I mean, it is like wall to wall. Like, people are like ants in there. But the aggression that you face anywhere you go, it's just like, you'll be on the street or cafes, when you see people walking their dogs or kind of chilling, they're a little bit more present and they'll be kind. But in most cases, like, especially like the international population, I don't want to call out any nationalities, but they have been the ones who are like super, super rude. Like, they have this entitlement about them. It's like, they really can't stand Americans, and they found their own little area. So it's like, move, get out of our way. We're better than you. It's just really aggressive. And, everyone comes here to make it. Everyone wants to be a superstar. So they've just got that competitive grind. And for those who are locals here and who have been here, they may not be aggressive, but there's something in them that kind of feeds off of that energy, because you naturally become a product of your environment. Okay, number two, apartments. There are so many apartments here, and I mean, like, for every block you'll see like a million apartments. Like, for instance, I'm walking down the street now, and here's an apartment. I mean, they're just everywhere. It's an abundance of apartments. And you want to know why? Because no one can afford a home. Everybody has a roommate here. And I didn't learn that until I first moved here. I thought, okay, I can sustain an apartment. I know it'll be a little bit more expensive, but I've got a backbone, and I'm a big girl, and I could work this muscle. I can make it stronger. Oh yeah, right. You will be busting your tailbone trying to afford life here in Los Angeles. It is incredibly expensive. Apartments start off at literally $3,000 if you want something that has central AC and heating. No joke. It's like a 600 square foot apartment. just standardized, almost like a studio. And again, that's $3,000 a month. Anything beyond that, it's really not worth it. I mean, when you think about it, you can move somewhere else. That's a mortgage. You might as well buy a house or invest. The cost of living is insane. That being number 3. Okay, I'm not putting these in any particular order because, again, my whole premise is I'm not trying to downgrade LA. It's just, it's overrated. You're talking to a California native. So I know what California is about. I get the sunny skies, how the sun hits different. I get all the beautiful trails and canyons like Topanga and Runyon. I get the whole Santa Monica vibe in Malibu. I totally understand all the beaches from here to Central Coast all the way up to the Northern Bay. I understand everything. So what I don't understand is 101 basics that just have totally not become basics anymore. So that's why I'm sharing this video with you guys. Again, I'm walking Chrissy, and we are in front of another apartment. There are so many apartments. So many apartments. Everything's expensive. Gas here right now is about $5 a gallon. I need plus for my car, so I think regular is about at $4.89. A gallon of milk will cost you roughly around $4. I don't eat any dairy, so if you're like me, a vegan or pescatarian, you're looking at possibly $4 to $6 and up for dairy. Meat is very expensive. The tax here, very expensive. It's like, for me, if I had to recommend it to anyone, I would not. When they say recommend on a scale of 0 to 10, I would not. I would say California is a place you visit. You do not move to California, especially in an election year like this. Don't do it. I can think of better places to go. I shot my video for Atlanta, and perhaps I was a little biased, but Atlanta's a vibe, although it's getting very expensive there. And if you are a mom or you have a family and you're looking to move someplace new, that's I know, I get it. Again, it's like, the beaches, the coast, the palm trees. Everyone thinks, oh my God, California. No. It's, you know what it is? It's like everyone wants to be heard. Everyone here thrives off of attention. It's a me situation where people just thrive off of all this much needed attention. And it's like disgusting in a way, because it's like, where did your parents go wrong with you? Like, why are you so desperate? I think for me, if people were kind and still wanted that sort of attention, then it would be like, okay, but the fact that everyone is semi-narcissistic and self-consumed and about themselves and, what propels them forward, and not thinking about, oh, well, this person was waiting for a cart. Let me pull them a basket at the market. Or, they were waiting in line, or they only have one bag of bread in their hand. Let them go before me. Like, you're not getting that in Los Angeles. It's very rare you'll find that. Very rare. And it's about what works for the individual in terms of their time, and their time is usually always most important. So move over or get out the way. I remember a time I was crossing the street, and the guy, he literally brought his truck all the way up to my body, waiting for me to move so he could, just hurry up and pass. And I'm like, you rather threaten me in my life than wait 2 seconds and be a gentleman and let me properly cross the road. I guess he did wait 2 seconds. But the moral of the story is he could have waited. And that's what you get in LA. And I wasn't ready nor prepared for that. It's a different type of breed out here. Number 4. The homeless epidemic. Oh my God. Okay, so we all know, again, I mention inflation a lot in this video because we know that inflation is on the rise. But it's really a problem when you have this many homeless people. You know, it makes you look at the mayors, the governors, it makes you look at politics. And even though I've been super neutral all my life, this is the first year, and I think it's because I live in Los Angeles, but it's also an election year. It's the first year where I am like totally consumed with who will be the next president, because whatever their policies are, we kind of need to know this time. You know, I mean, where it starts affecting you, think about it. You go to work and you pay taxes. You go to the grocery store and then you pay more taxes. You buy a house, you pay taxes. So it's like everything is being taxed and your money is being taxed over and over again. And it's like you want to know, like, what is happening? The homeless epidemic here is so sad. I mean, you could be in a really gorgeous neighborhood and drive out and literally you have tents just everywhere. It's burdening. It really is, because it's everywhere. It's disgusting to watch. You know, when I first moved here, I had no idea. I moved to Studio City, which everyone was like, oh my God, it's the best. Well, I lived right on the border of NoHo, North Hollywood, and I had mental health crisis. I had drug abuse right in front of my apartment in the alleyway, which again was a great neighborhood, but it was close to the train station and close to NoHo. And every night I just remember hearing shouting or people moving furniture because, you know, they're trying to find somewhere to sleep. Walking my dog and there was just feces everywhere because they're pissing all over the place. Crack pipes. It was ridiculous. And I was like, oh my God, what have I done? Like, where am I? And I think that led to my immediate depression, because you just, in that moment, I felt like the smallest fish in like the biggest pond ever. And I had no friends here. It didn't identify. Nothing seemed like real. All right. We're almost there. We're halfway through. I'm trying to keep this video short, as you guys know what I'm going to tell you. I don't like long talking videos. 5, the traffic. Oh my God. So Atlanta's traffic is bad too. San Francisco is horrible. But LA has them all beat. Like, the traffic here is so bad. If you get on the highway at any time of the day, you cannot go by GPS time because it will move and it will increase. 5, 10, 20, 30, sometimes even 60 minutes. So never trust your GPS. Always leave 30 minutes to 60 minutes before you need to actually be at your destination, because traffic here is absolutely insane. It's nothing you want to deal with. If you commute, which a majority of people do for work, to find high-paying jobs, it's terrible. It's miserable. And don't not have AC in your car. Because the other thing, if you live in the valley like I do, number 6, it gets so hot down here. They say it never rains in Southern California, but it does. However, it gets very, very hot. I'm talking like this week, for instance, we are in the month of September. And in California, anyone who's a California native, you know, we get what's called Indian summers. It gets severely hot. So it's supposed to be over 100 degrees this week. So, while some people love the heat and they love the sun, they're like, oh, well, skip that. We'll go to the beach. Yeah, but are you going to the beach every day, and are you going to live by the beach? Because the closer you are to the beach, you're really paying a lot of money, regardless if you find a roommate or some little casita or a duplex, you're paying a lot of money. And then if you are a roommate near the beach, how many people are living in there to where you can divide the rent into something you can actually afford? So it's a lot to think about. The whole fantasy and the visual of California will set you up for disaster and making you feel and think like you can handle it. But really, when you pull that curtain back, that's why I'm creating this video. Okay, I'm gonna be a little petty right now, but it does disturb me. Earthquakes. I've experienced 4 earthquakes in the time I've lived here. You will literally be cooking, brushing your teeth, watering your grass, doing something domestic or at work, and lo and behold, and you're like, whoa, what? And while they'll be like, oh, it was only like a 3 point this or a 4 point that, still, anything moving is weird and threatening and not normal. So, does it disturb me? Yeah, because when I was a child, I was in the 89 earthquake, and ever since then, I have had earthquake trauma. When you walk down the streets, you have the most rickety streets. I don't know where the tax sellers are going. And I'm not being petty right now. I'm being factual. You have the rickety streets. You have the potholes. You're constantly doing dives with your car, tearing up your damn radiator. It's terrible. And then you walk down the street and you're dealing with stuff like this. This is what you're looking at. So that is also what you're noticing throughout the city due to the earthquakes, amidst $1 million homes that look like crap. Someone is always in their car. Like, people sit in their cars. What is that? I don't understand that. People sit in their cars. What are they doing is the question. I don't understand. Like, I'll pull up to my house, always in their cars. I don't know what that is. I don't know if they live in them. I don't know if it's their steady workspace. I don't know what they're doing, but they're always in their cars, and it's just weird. Like, you know, you'll just be like how I was just walking through the neighborhood. Like, you probably saw me like looking over, because I'm walking down the street, and in just this time alone, 2 people were sitting in their cars. It's just mad weird. I don't know. Maybe they're Uber drivers too. I don't know. It's common, and there's always someone in the way. It's just so overpopulated, and I don't even want to get into that because there's so many migrants in this country, and there's no migrant control, and we're close to borders, and, you know, the jobs here. Don't get me started on finding a job here. It's very competitive. And just the influx of people here. All right, so we're going to start wrapping this up. Ooh. Number 9, cost of living. I think I've like hit this point so many times in this video before I even got to it. The cost of living here is insane. Okay, let me break it down to you. All right, so you want a nice house like this one behind me being built, this 2-story house, $6 million. You want an old house like that one across the street from me? About 1.7 million. When I tell you, you are not getting anything for your money that was constructed before 1950s, like, you're just not. And what you're paying for is the land. You're not paying for the house. You're paying for the land. Oh, why? Because it's California. And don't forget about all the taxes you're going to pay. So think about that. Moving over to restaurants. An average menu price for a dinner, I'd say, let's think filet mignon and mashed potatoes with asparagus. That'll run you about $54 per person. If you want a proper cooked steak, fresh, with all the trimmings. 54 and up. Get ready. And it's not to say that you can't afford certain luxuries, but honestly, when you break it down to where we were and where we're at today, does it really make sense? Does it? I mean, that's just the starting what I'm talking about. Like, If you go into certain cities like Malibu and Santa Monica and the Palisades, like, you're looking at $78 all the way up to God knows what. If you want duck, or if you want a really exquisite experience, you're going to pay for it. I talked about the cost of gasoline. When you go into the stores here, clothes are expensive. I did a study recently where, I'm not going to say which store, but I ran the prices from their store to my store and having it shipped to me. And it was cheaper at that location in that state than it was here. And it went up by over $2. All right, finally, number 10, the superficiality of it all. Let me tell you something. Okay. I have driven from Long Beach to Redondo Beach to Manhattan Beach to Venice Beach to Santa Monica Beach, like Malibu, all of them. And you don't have to necessarily be in the valley where the studios are, which is where I live. You can be anywhere in LA. And it's, again, a me territory. Everything is about that person. Everybody wants to be seen. Everyone wants to be in the latest this and that. And if they don't have the materialism, they do have the attention-seeking issue about themselves that really just strikes a nerve with me. And I've noticed that time and time again. You know, if it's not the materialism, it's the superficiality, or it's the need to seek more attention than you actually need. People who talk too much, you know, who have to hold the whole conversation. I know these factors are like probably minuscule in your mind, and they may be issues everywhere, but when you come to LA, it's just something about it that's like, oh, I'm not impressed. You know, nothing can impress me. You know, I'm like, I am the impression. I am the one who will impress. I am, if anything, it's all about me. People complain so much here. Everything is drama. It's dramatics. It's theatrics. It's like, oh my God, like, is this the Twilight Zone? Like, seriously, the women, everybody's got a bodysuit on or a two-piece. Who started that? Kim Kardashian. Everybody looks the same. Oh my God. It's like no originality. None whatsoever. You know, the big sunglasses, sometimes in the winter, the big purses, and I'm just so over it. Like, I guess it's just because I'm past that stage of life where I'm like, put me somewhere where it's real, where it's grounded. So, another reason why I'm moving. I'm leaving LA. So yeah, guys, that's my gripe. That's my rant. And I hope you guys, if you have any questions, thoughts, ideas, whatever, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer them. In my time here alone, was LA good to me? No, it was not. If you want me to make a video about that, I will. Yeah, so from homelessness to mental health crisis to drug abuse, extremely high cost of living, heavy tax dollars, heavy state tax, traffic, immense traffic, no matter if it's on the 5, the 101, the 405, no matter where you are, 134, it doesn't matter. So much traffic, the abundance of competition, and what it takes to actually find and maintain, keep, and like a job here. The superficiality of people, the aggressiveness, the unfriendliness, all of it as a whole. If you're going to come to California, come and do like that commercial, you know, with the little skydiving and, oh, we're in California. That's not the true experience of California. You are grinding your ass off, and unless you're coming here with old money or millionaire dollar money, you are going to be in the trenches. And I would think twice, because if you move in with someone, another thing you need to think about is the energy. You know, the energy of that home, the energy that you'll be feeding off of, and will it be a home for you? Just because you want to be in this outdoor element. beaches and palm trees. I mean, there are places you can go that have a lower cost of living, and that in itself is a whole nother video, but I would really rethink California for so many reasons. And that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave you with the things that I hate about Los Angeles, and I will see you in my next video. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and like and click that notification bell. All right, see you guys next week. Bye.